Hello everyone, this is Honza and I welcome you on my channel. And I prepared a topic I see quite a lot, I hit quite a lot in this game, and not in this game but also in real life, and that's the topic of highway crossroads, crossing ramps and such things. And as long as you can see, it's built in workers and resources. Also, how to build them, to give you some ideas, because we keep seeing the 2, 3 same crossroads all over and over again, and it's a shame, it's a pity, because, well, we can do better, and you might be able to after seeing this. So let's dive into it. This is the first type. I believe many of you have seen one. This is called diamond interchange, and it's the most basic one. You have the bridge. You have the bridge with, usually single road, but it can be even, with 2 lanes in each direction, probably not more. And it's the most basic setup. Like, you can have maybe side ramps here and, joint lanes, but hey, this is the most basic type. And the problem with it is that it doesn't have too big throughput, because these points and these two on the side, there are vehicles that need to give way, turning on. Vehicles from the bridge turning left also need to give way, because this one is a main road usually, otherwise it gets stuck. So this is not great. And where two different directions collide and crosses their track, it's called collision points, and you try to eliminate those. So you can then move it here. This is the diamond, it's the same shape. It doesn't look like it, but basically it's the same shape. You go from here, you go back, and only those singular points are changed with roundabouts here. You can see it's quite small design. You don't need any terrain tools for this, like I use here. You don't need basically any terrain if you're okay with what the bridge does. I kinda hate these bumps, but well, they are inevitable with bridges like these. That's why I'm using terrain. And you could just do 2 small roundabouts, like this. They are pretty easy to build. Well, not like this one probably. And then you just connect everything. Then you just connect everything into them, and that's it. With the new small one-way direction street, it's pretty easy to link to the outer circle. So here you go. There's the diamond with roundabout joints. If you take the design a little bit further, you build something that's called half clover. You can see it here with your own eyes. And yeah, I'm using the on-ramps here to the bypasses of the crossroads. It has the similar problem of it. It's just a different layout. This layout is good if you want, like a railroad track or something. It's like a tram on the side, or a train where you don't have space on one side, so you just do this. It's pretty okay. I can say for some medium intensities of traffic, that's pretty okay. The problem is also, of course, you won't delete you haven't got rid of those crossing points. So still the traffic from the bridge going here will cross traffic going from here to here. You can build a half clover like this way, or you can build it on the opposite sides, like this and this, or here and here. That's called the diagonal half clover, but principle stays the same. There will always be some neuralgic point. But hey, if you don't have so much traffic, well, good for you. This is a diamond. Again, probably the last diamond here. And as you might have noticed, we've got not only ramps off and on both sides, but it has two added ramps. It's the backturning ramps. They are slower. Traffic usually needs to slow down because of the radius, which is not the case in this game. So feel free to use whatever you want. But hey, that's how you do it, and that's how you get rid of some crossover points, like when you're going from the bridge and you would need to turn left. Now you turn right and you avoid all this. The same is on the other side. So hey, you have only two remaining crossing points, which is when you're going from the highway and you're turning left, and on the other side as well, turning left on the bridge. That's the only two neuralgic point that stays. And many people, especially with trains, because you people keep building these things, even for rails, which I hate based on the small radiuses, but hey, you can do it. You are the Lord, so do it as you wish. But you're trying to do what it's called non-blocking junction, which means there are no collision points at all. And one of them, let's start with free connecting highways or railroad track. It's up to you. And that's the triangle. You can see two variants here. One is called T-shape, one is called Y-shape. The difference is, yeah, you can see no terrain at all. The difference is, on the T-shape you have three floors, like ground, first and second, or I should say first, second and third, because that's how you do it in the United States and outside of Czechoslovakia, or Czech Republic and Slovakia. This thing is only two. It has only two floors, like first and second, but the bridges are longer, or there are three. In this case, there are only two bridges, and if you will use some terrain, it will look much better, because if you look from the side, this bridge is at first quite tall, and you know, these humps, they are not good. They are not good at all. It definitely needs to have some terrain, and that goes for all of these. I have built them on mostly flat surface, most of them, and it's not always the case. You can see these junctions in all kinds of terrain, and they usually look much better in some terrain while they have it. And you then decide what goes on the bridge, what is under it. You can have tunnels here instead of bridges. You can have here, you can definitely substitute this long bridge as a tunnel, especially for railroad. Well, that's all up to you. Your game, your reality, your rules. That's it. But you know, this letter T and Y, that's why they are called this way. This you definitely know from Bibaljo, because he plays like that all the time. This one is called Trumpet, and he builds them on railroads a lot, sometimes on roads. And I'd like to point you to this area. As you can see, the bridge is two-directional and has connected the new one-way roads that are connecting to something that we built as a highway. You can do this, it's pretty effective, it looks great, it saves time and space and resources, and looks awesome. So definitely go for it if you feel like. It's definitely worth your time. Like, if I switch it up, you can see the lanes, you can see how it's developed, you can see how they are joining and rejoining and going out. It's pretty easy to build this thing. This took like 10-15 minutes at most, and it's definitely worth it. So go for it if you feel like. But the difference between the pair, you can see it here, and the trumpet is that the trumpet is having this way. This usually slows vehicles or train, or you don't use it on trains in real life, but this slows vehicles down. So you just want, well, if we can, what about instead of this, let's do this. And you have usually this lane, you have an out on the outer part, but you know, I'm using terrain here, so yeah, for it to look good and you know work nicely, I put it in the middle so it loses the shape of the pair, because otherwise it would have it like a pair upside down. But hey, this is a pair shape. This is a pair shape highway crossing. It's also non-blocking, non-collision, and you can do it with trains as well. And you can do this thing even, you know, for like a rail distribution office, just shove it here, connect it to the one way and to the other, and then realize, yeah, I need something like a non-blocking junction. So you just build a bridge and put it under, and the same on the other side. It works great. And now we're moving to the four branch highway crossing. And yes, this is the thing we all know. This is the Cloverleaf. And here you can see it like unfinished, because you can use it as well as you can use it as freeway crossing, and then when you feel like it, you just add the rest. It's not a big problem. You can see you can even build it like with dirt roads and actually connect it. Like here you can see it's already connected here. The same goes for on the other side, and you can even connect like dirt road, then asphalt, and push and shove in the one way. These interchangeable lanes. And yes, this is another term I will be using time to time. This is those interchangeable lanes, interchangeable parts. And that's when people and cars from one side need to switch lanes to the other to continue. And the same goes for the opposing traffic. You don't have crossing point, but you have crossing, you know, part of the road where the crossing needs to happen. That's why it's called interchangeable lanes. And yes, on really big traffic, including trains, especially trains in this game, they are undesirable points. These are the weak points. And as you know, the chain is as strong as the weakest link is strong, as its weakest link, let's say. So these points are definitely, and the bridges as well, are definitely the weakest points of a Cloverleaf. So can you do something about it to increase its capacity even more? The answer is yes, you can. And this is a real life example. Most of those crossroads, by the way, are a real life example. And this is one of them. And it's not only about the 4 bridges. They are here just to see just to show the possible scale of that thing. But you can see it's a Cloverleaf, but it lost 2 of its returning lanes, 2 of its returning ramps, and instead of it, it has half direct. It's called semi-direct ramps, because they are usually faster, and you as you can see, you will get rid of those interchangeable lanes at all. You don't have them. This one you can find on Google Maps. It's in Germany. Most of these you can find in Germany somewhere, and I have a list of many types, and I will include it in the description. And there is also There are also addresses where you can find them with, you know, drawings and schemes. This one is in Germany, in Oberhausen West. So you can take a look. But basically it's that you get over here. This one is quite sharp, but it can be made much smoother. No problem about it. I just didn't feel like, you know, changing it at all after I built it already. But you can see here the two lanes are you know, seeing each other in opposite side. You kind of drive on the left side here because they don't need to change. They don't need to switch sides because this one is going through the tunnel. It's going from the left side all the way around. Instead of going this, it goes all the way around in the tunnel and all the way around here. And the same goes, instead of from this direction to do a loop here, it just slowly goes out, then goes around near the tunnel as well, and dives into the lane as well. You can do these things anytime you like. You can even build and change Cloverleaf to add these things later as well. You can also keep the ramp here and add this thing as well, because as you can see, it's slightly out of the part. Maybe you need to destroy this small ramp, but hey, for the time being they surely can turn like this way. It's only for a short amount of time till you build it, well, maybe except the tunnel. But this is Clover with two semi-direct ramps. And if you are thinking, well, we got rid of two returning ramps, what if we get rid of all four? Can it be done? Yes, it can. And that's exactly what I have for you as the next crossroad. As you can see, this one has 4 floors, like one underground. You can also see I have built quite some terrain around, because yes, you do not build these on flat ground. Usually not worth it. But down under, they have similar tunnel layout as the one before. Then you have one highway, second highway, and the main highway now at this moment, and this layout is on the top. It can be mixed all the way up, but you won't get rid of 4 floors. It's usually not this sharp as well. In real life they are really long and smooth curves and big radiuses, because that's the whole point. You are giving the radius as big as possible. And outside of this, you can do anything. You can do anything better to make the traffic faster besides add more lanes. This is the ultimate crossroad. This is the ultimate crossing of highways. If you have huge intensities in every direction, and you can see it in United States and on some highway crossings, that there's a lot of bridges going all over around, like next to each other and anywhere. Because yes, these are the faster. For highways like this type is called Maltese cross. But you can expand it to even like 4, 5 different, 6 different highway joints. Then it's like, you know, you weave the bridges into each other, and it's a mess in the end. But hey, if you need it, you can have it. But it's a nightmare to do, so I will stick with this 4-way cross. But there's also another way how to do it if you don't need that much capacity, or if you don't care about vehicles slowing down in radiuses, which is this game. You can have a turbine. A turbine crossing is this thing. The good thing is, it's only 2 floor. It's only 2 floor height. At any point, you can see there's either a flat ground or first floor bridge. At some places they are a little bit higher because I made this bridge too long for it to look at least a little bit good. But this is a turbine where when you're going right, you're going right. When you're going straight, you obviously do not turn left or right. But when you want to go left, you at first turn right, which is the signature of this crossroad. And then you go all the way left on the bridges and then feed into where you want. So over each part there are 2 bridges. And it makes something like a spiral as a turbine. When water flows in the turbine and it turns into, it will go in the middle. Like when you pull out plug out of sink, it will turn itself and drag from out to inside and then out the drain. That's a really good junction. It's not on many parts of the world. There's not many of them built, but there are some, if I remember correctly, and they look quite good, quite well. Also, you can see I have no terrain here when there would be a terrain, and I strongly recommend using a terrain tools like on the Maltese cross or on the other or on the next one. You will see how much better it is, because now you can see this mess, this spaghetti. I will show you something very similar that's on a lot of places in my country, Czech Republic, and on the others as well. And this is the ring cross of 2 highways. Also, you can note it's only 2 floor on each part at maximum. You can see there's quite a lot of terrain tools. I added some hills and did some smoothing. But you can see it's something like a big roundabout on top. Every bridge has 2 lanes, so it kinda serves like a highway. And on each corner you have a lane or 2, usually one is enough. That goes out. Serves as a right traffic directly here, or you can do it as a two-way lane and then split it, one here and one just will follow on out, and then here will be 2 lanes again. It's up to you, depends on the capacity you need for cars and if you want to allow overtaking basically on these parts. I didn't want it now, so well, it's built like this. And you can see these are the small connections to the main circle, so anytime you want to go to the left side, you just go around. There's a lot of it in Great Britain and in Czech Republic, Slovakia, sometimes even in Germany. You won't find these types in the United States, or at least they are really not common. United States really love Cloverleafs. This is more European thing, but hey, at least you know something. And this one is really easy to build in game. And if you have noticed, there are some mud paths here. And if you would do it like splitting lanes here, so basically I will show it because it's easy to do. And if you do this thing, so you will add a lane down. This one will go here, and this one will feed here, and then you have the turning right, which is not a problem of it. You will, and if you do it on all 4, because this one will feed in, you'll end with turbine, but much better looking turbine. Yeah, if you do this on all 4 corners, you have a turbine junction. That's it. So you can have ring, and if need be, you can add or slightly change it to a way that it will look and work like a turbine junction, which you have seen next. And that's why I told you this one is not using terrain. This one is, and it looks absolutely great, absolutely gorgeous. That's it. That's it for this type. You can then have special types if you do not have space, or if your highways do not align. This one is called double trumpet, and you can see you have one highway here, the second one here. And if you do not have much of a through traffic, or if it's simply not possible to build, like connecting two different industrial areas, or city and an industrial area, but you have a lot of traffic on the main road as well, you can build this thing. It's the only thing is what it is. It's two trumpets. Like you have one trumpet here, and you have the other one right to the left. These are two left trumpets connected. You can do it mirrored, of course, which is then two right trumpets. But you can see how it works. It looks great. It will work. It's easy to build. Again, the signature is also, of course, the bridge that is two directional, so you need only one, because once we have these small lanes, the one lane traffic, they are absolutely great for it. And yeah, it doesn't take that much space. And the other option is the last option I have here, and we have reached the end of my republic, the end of this highway. It's one quadrant crossroad. It's just two Y's or T triangles, and you can just connect them this way, and you have one highway and a second highway. And if you do not have space, you don't need to try to weave some Cloverleafs inside. Fuck it, you don't need it. You just do this thing, and you can connect them all in one quadrant. It would work with trumpets as well, but trumpets are slightly more. Catching here, the triangles are more economical with space on one side. But yes, you can do it with trumpet and triangle, whatever you wish, whatever you like. And that's all from me. So I hope you had fun. Hope you liked it. If so, please give me a like, give it a comment. You can ask whatever you wish. You can check the description, the article on Wikipedia. You can look at more pictures, and from now on, if you're playing Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, you can build maybe more than standard Cloverleafs like this, or a trumpet. I think you have a lot of inspiration from now on. So, have a nice day, and bye.